Hi. On this journey that I have been on, I'm willing to play the game of life by all the rules as I understand them and don't understand them.
Well, you just heard new things today, didn't you?
Very many, and some very familiar things as well.
Yeah.
I feel like ever since I was a young child, I've been familiar with being a little bit different, and told that in certain ways. And it's interesting that I've stayed with different religions, and my father saw to that, and I kind of have more of an appreciation for that, even though it's shifted. But I feel like I'm on this purpose, like many of us are, to become more one with this conscious shift that's happening on our planet today.
Yeah, because it's not fun to do it accidentally. It's not fun at all to do it accidentally. It's only fun when you set it up and then you bring it home. Stumbling into happiness is not nearly as much fun as doing it on purpose.
Did I say stumble or did I think it?
Well, we're speaking to the collective consciousness often here, so don't take any of this too personally.
Thank you for pointing that out. That is one of my qualities in life that teaches me very well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm looking at creating more than just for my life. It's for the collective consciousness.
Now you're justifying. So there's a worthiness issue. In other words, you came here as a pure object of attention of source energy, but there's a feeling, not just with you, but with a lot of people, that it's not enoughness. So if I could just win the lottery, I will share it with others, is sort of what people usually say. I'll do good with it. And we say, they all have access to the same resources. So what you do by acknowledging the resources and lining up with them and then expressing them through the clarity of the example of your life is that you inspire others to positive expectation for themselves. But you cannot vibrate for them. You cannot attract for them. You cannot create for them. You cannot do it for them. You have to do it for you. You see, when you do the work that tunes you in to this source energy, and you hold someone as your object of attention while you're tuned in, now, pure energy is flowing all over them, and it is uplifting in nature for them. But the best that they can receive from that is that it is receivable, you see, because you don't need to harness it and point it at someone, because everyone has access themselves. We sort of got sidetracked just a little in that conversation, because the point that we really want you to hear is it has to be all right with you to explore it for your own satisfaction. And until you get that squared away, there's always going to be some conditional thing that you're tripping over. How often does someone say, I want to be of value, and so you line up in some way and abundance flows, and you see someone who could benefit by it, and then you flow it toward them, and then they're not appreciative, or they misuse it, and then you get all balled up, and then you lose your connection because the condition got all out of whack because you got sidetracked from what the true intent was, you see. And we're not for a moment saying, don't tune into this and use it in every possible way you can to uplift every possible person that you can, because it feels really good to you when others are uplifted. You just have to really realize that the priority is coming into alignment first and then, you see. Yeah. Something more?
In being a leader, how can I show up in my community in a way that attracts that? For people to follow and for people to, there's a lot of us that are just right on this verge of awakening. Some of us, there's different levels in my opinion. And I just feel that there are many that are they're just on the verge, and they just need just a little bit more. They just need to hear a little bit more, or
well, when you show yourself then in the absence of worry, good ideas flow to you. As you are caring about the way you feel, and then you're realizing that when you look into the community or when you look into an environment of other leaders, maybe they're political, maybe they're business owners, and you find yourself feeling criticism for some of their behavior, and you can feel how that shuts you down. And so then you back up from that, and instead of being shut down, you stay in that place of feeling good. You practice it until you show yourself that you can go all the way into a full-fledged conversation or thought about someone without losing your connection. So you've shown yourself that you have the ability to stay in alignment. Can you imagine what kind of things could be happening in your world today as brilliant leaders come to these negotiating tables already in alignment with Source, already feeling unconditional love, and ready to receive, ready to allow the idea, the solution to flow, regardless of which side of the aisle it flows from. Because the solution is the solution, regardless of where it comes from. And aren't we ripe for the solution, is what you're saying. As a mass consciousness on this planet, you are ripe for a solution. But when you look to certain conditions and you expect the solution to come through those conditions, and they're all balled up in their arguing about things that are unimportant and unnecessary. And then you withdraw your attention from that and start at the beginning, like we've been talking about here today, and you find alignment, and then you do it tomorrow, and then you do it tomorrow, and then you do it tomorrow, and then you do it tomorrow. And then not only does the idea, the revolutionary idea come, but the means with which to fulfill it comes along with it. Others like you, who are tired of unnecessary, self-perpetuated resistance and blockage from the resources of Source. Masses of people denying themselves the clarity and the fun and the love and all manner of resources and blaming the other guy for it. So you might as well just begin right where you are, because there's enormous power where you are. And revel in all of that life experience with all of that caused you to put so much in your vortex that you are just ripe to receive it. And then discovering personally how really simple it is just to find the thought that feels good and then feel the idea that flows and then watch the power of this energy that creates worlds coursing through you. One who's connected to this energy is more powerful than millions who are not, you see. You become very influential once you embrace this and allow it. But it does require one thing. It requires letting all of them off the hook. It requires letting go of each and every condition that's been the only thing that's been blocking you. And it requires wanting to be happy, first and foremost. Wanting to feel good. Wanting to feel clarity. And then, as you start moving along, a month or two or three in this process, you will begin to notice that the stakes don't feel high anymore, because the reason that you wanted all of that has already taken place within you. So now you are the living, breathing perpetuator of the very thing that you hope to perpetuate around the planet, you see. And now others who want it like you have wanted it and who are on the brink of it begin to gravitate to you just for the little nudge that you can offer with the clarity of your example, you see. Until just one person at a time gets happy. That's really what we're talking about here, isn't it? One person at a time just gets happy, just gets happier. You're just happier today than you were yesterday, and you'll be happier tomorrow than you were today. But solid in your happiness, not freakishly, not a sort of accidentally happy, but I got happy on purpose, a sustaining happiness, an unconditional happiness, because the Source within me is happy, and I'm in alignment with that. And I've just worked my way there, one thought at a time, one subject at a time, one conversation at a time. And I bless the troublemakers of the planet, because each time I thought I had it, one of them pushed a button that I didn't know I was showing them. And then I went back to the drawing board. I went back to the basics. went back to my remembering about what it's all about. And I came into alignment, and then I went out again. I came into alignment, and I went out again. I came into alignment, and I went out again. I came into alignment, and I went out again. I came into alignment, and I went out again. And each time I came into alignment and went out, I rendezvoused with more who were coming into alignment and went out again. Until, before I know it, we were really dancing collectively. As a collective consciousness, we were dancing a happier dance, you see. I started hearing others saying, oh, we're just making too big of a deal out of things. I started hearing others saying, well, what do you expect? You humiliate the person, you embarrass the person, you talk smack about the person, and then you want him to do what you want him to do? What are the odds of that? What are the odds of that? Are you ever going to reprimand somebody into alignment? Are you ever going to demand them? Can you bomb them into alignment? It doesn't work that way, does it? So you just figure out how to get yourself in alignment, and then it spreads. Yeah. Enough?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.